All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Smackdown review for May 12th, 2023. It was pretty much about the fucking tournament for the new World Heavyweight title. And a bunch of NXT people showed up. It was about three or four. And then Roman Reigns, he's back at work. Finally, his first Smackdown since March. So that's good. Bloodline segment was fucking good. Yeah, it was an okay, decent Smackdown. Not too bad. All right, let's talk about tournament first. On the left side is six Raw guys. Right side is six SmackDown guys. You had Finn Balor, Cody Rhodes, and The Miz. Brock Lesnar pretty much fucked over Cody Rhodes. Says it was a fluke and shit. So they're gonna have another match at Night of Champions. So Finn Balor won that one, and then Nakamura, Rollins, and Damian Priest were in the second triple threat. Seth Rollins beat Nakamura and Priest, so he advanced. And then it was Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. Seth Rollins won that one, so Seth Rollins is going to represent the Raw side for the World Heavyweight title. The final is going to be in 2 weeks from today at Night of Champions. And then tonight we had the SmackDown side, two triple threat matches: AJ Styles versus Edge versus Rey Mysterio, and then Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus. All right, let's get to it. First up, we got the first triple threat: Edge, Rey, and AJ Styles. So day before on Thursday, day before yesterday, Edge released a video or some shit. He's like, "Oh, this could be the end or whatever." So I just want to win the title. It looks like the big gold belt that he won when he retired for like 9 years when he broke his neck. So he's like, "I want to win this title, and then when I lose, that's it. I'm done." So a lot of people thought Edge was gonna win, but he ended up not winning. All right, AJ catapults Edge hit the Edge-O-Matic on AJ Styles for a 2 count, and then AJ hit a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker on Rey, and then Edge hit a double spear through the ropes to the outside. That shit was brutal. I don't think I've ever seen him do a double spear to two people like that before. Then AJ Styles applied the calf crusher on Rey, and then AJ hit a power bomb on Rey for a near fall. And then AJ Styles tries to superplex Edge, and then underneath, Rey Mysterio was there, so he did like a power bomb to Styles, and then Edge did a AJ Styles did a superplex to Edge, so that was a cool spot. Rey got a 2 count with that, and then Rey went for the what was it? Oh, so Rey went for the 619, and then Edge caught Rey in midair, and then he locked in the Educator on Rey Mysterio. So he has it in for a while. Not sure if he's gonna tap out. Then he looks over at AJ Styles. He's slowly crawling over towards him. So he lets go of Rey, and then he applies the Educator on AJ Styles. Styles gets to the ropes, and then AJ Styles hits the phenomenal forearm on Edge for the win. So AJ Styles advances to the semifinal later in the evening. And he's going to face the winner of the next triple threat. We got Sheamus, Austin Theory, and Bobby Lashley. So in the beginning of the match, Lashley and Sheamus form a temporary alliance to beat up Austin Theory. And then Sheamus picking up things later in the match. Sheamus does the 10 beats of Bowdrin to Austin Theory. Lashley hit a clothesline on Sheamus, and then Lashley hit a belly-to-belly suplex on Sheamus. Austin Theory went for the blockbuster, or he hit the blockbuster on Lashley. Sheamus hit the Irish Curse backbreaker on Austin Theory. Sheamus hit white noise from the second rope on Austin Theory for a 2 count. And then Lashley hit a spear on Sheamus when he was about to do the bro kick. And then Austin Theory he threw Lashley into the corner and got a near fall. And then Austin Theory went for the 8 count down on Lashley. Bobby Lashley counters. And then Lashley applied the hurt lock. Sheamus hit a bro kick on Austin Theory while Lashley had him in the hurt lock. And then Lashley threw Sheamus outside the ring. And then he pinned Austin Theory for the win. So they pretty much did the same shit at Backlash, but Theory winning while he threw Lashley out, but this time it was Lashley winning. So guess that's kind of cool or whatever. And then so both triple threat, they were pretty good. Like the first one better than the second one. Edge versus Ray versus AJ Styles. All right, next up we got NXT superstar that got drafted to SmackDown, Cameron Grimes versus Corbin. He pretty much beat him in 5 seconds. It was a fucking waste of time. All right, next up, got the Bloodline. Roman Reigns is back at work. So the crowd's chatting for Roman or whatever. And then Roman says, "Greatness garners respect. One thing must be respected. There was a lot of talk about important families in the wrestling business. That there was only one. Every man in this ring, main event in both nights at WrestleMania. We're the only ones that will ever main event WrestleMania. When I'm not there, somebody has got to step up. And who stepped up this time?" And he says Solo stepped up. He says there was concern when we got Solo on the road because he's in the ring with the very best of all time. And when you get thrown in the deep end, you can sink or swim. Because Solo swims like a shark. If there's ever a problem, he eliminates it. And he says, "Look at the real problem, handled right." And then he says, and then Solo mouths the words, "What about KO and Sammy?" Roman starts laughing, and he says, "This is how good he is. He's still concerned about the KO and Sammy problem." He says, "They're not a problem. There's a real problem. It's not Sammy and KO. He says, the problem is your brothers." And then the crowd goes, "Oh," they start freaking out. And then so he circles around him. He walks around the Usos. Says, "You think you're gonna lose in the main event, and we weren't gonna talk about it? So we were gonna beg for a rematch. You dedicate to me, and then you lose." And then he says, "Why are you dedicating a match to someone who's not even a tag team? We have a Hall of Fame. We literally have a Hall of Fame of tag. We have Hall of Fame tag teams in our family. You disrespect our bloodline and dedicate a match to me. You embarrass me." And then you see the more and more this went, he just started getting more intense and more pissed off. Like, "You embarrass me. You embarrass the bloodline. You embarrassed our family. You know better than this. Apologize." "Look at me and apologize. I don't want to see anything come out your mouth unless it's 'I'm sorry' or 'I apologize, my tribal chief.'" So he's waiting for an apology, and Jimmy starts laughing at him. This is hilarious. Jimmy Uso starts laughing at him. And Roman says, "Are you laughing, Us? If I was you, I wouldn't listen to all these idiots." And they were saying no or whatever. They kept chanting, "No, no, don't apologize." And then Roman poked Jimmy in the chest or whatever. There's a picture of it. Yeah, yeah, right there. Paul Heyman freaking out in the background there. And then he shoves him in the face. We got a photo of that. Yeah, right there. He got Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's got the best facial expressions. It's hilarious. What did he say? Oh yeah, and then Roman says, "You gonna do something? Do something about it." And then Jay says, "We apologize, Zeus. You give us one more chance, one more shot. We'll bring back the championship to the bloodline, Zeus." And Roman says, "You're right. The tag titles will come back to the bloodline." And then he says, "Wise man, fill them in." And then Heyman grabs a mic, says the tag titles come home to the bloodline at the Night of Champions. KO and Sami Zayn will lose Solo, Sikoa, and Roman Reigns. And then Roman Reigns says at Night of Champions, Solo and I will do what we always do, hold it down for the bloodline. And then he says, "I dedicate that victory to the greatest tag team of all time, Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans." So I think one of them is Alpha or Sika. I can't remember. One of Roman's dad, and I think one's his uncle, some shit. But yeah, the Usos were all pissed off and shocked and shit after he said that. So yeah, so they're still going with the Bloodline and KO and Sami Zayn. So they gotta still do this shit. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I don't think they're gonna win the tag titles. How many fucking titles can Roman Reigns get? They already got the 2 world titles, and then fucking It's kind of fucking 4 titles if they win. I think the Usos got to cost them. No way, Roman has 4 titles, man. Fuck. All right, next up we got Liv Morgan and Raquel. They went against Damage Control or whatever. There was a segment in the back with Grayson Waller, new SmackDown superstar, drafted from NXT. He said he wants to host. He's got a talk show, whatever, like The Miz. He wants to host the winner of the AJ Styles Bobby Lashley main event next week on his talk show, whatever. We got what was it? Bianca Belair's championship celebration. Oscar just pretty much came out there as soon as the music stopped playing, Bianca's, and then she spit mist in her face. That was the whole fucking thing. That shit was fucking stupid. So they're gonna be feuding again, Oscar and Bianca Belair. And oh yeah, so now we've got the main event. AJ Styles versus Bobby Lashley. About halfway through the match, AJ Styles applies a calf crusher. Lashley slams AJ's head in the mat to counter it or to get out of the submission. Styles hit a DDT for a 2 count, and then Lashley hit a flatliner for a near fall. And then he locked in the hurt lock. AJ got to the ropes. He like stepped through the middle rope to get out of it. And then Bobby hit a running power slam for a 2 count, and then Lashley went for a spear. AJ Styles moves out of the way, and then he hit the phenomenal forearm for the win. So in the finals tournament, we got AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. Probably go with Seth Rollins to win since it's a Raw title or whatever. But I don't know why SmackDown people are in it because if AJ Styles wins, then is he gonna get transferred or move over to Raw or some shit? So we'll see what happens with that. And then yeah, so next week. So that match is 2 nights from today, Night of Champions. We got next week Grayson Waller is hosting AJ Styles on his talk show. What was it? Oh yeah, there was another segment. Pretty Deadly, the two new superstars from NXT. They pretty much just made fun of Butch or whatever. A segment with the Brawling Brutes. So they're gonna face Ridge Holland and Butch in a tag team match. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa are gonna have a face-to-face uh, confrontation with KO and Sami Zayn. And yeah, so that's it for next week. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Decent SmackDown, I guess. All right. See ya.